Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's play Ace Attorney. Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. The Lost Turnabout. Play. Grr. How did I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, the judge. What? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. Jeez, the judge is ruthless. Smacking us down with his gavel. Nice. What a nightmare. And I bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before a trial starts anyways. True. Huh? Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. Talk about a close call. I hate to do this to you, but... Who's this guy? It's nothing personal, Mr. Attorney. What the fuck is happening? Ouch, my head, it's throbbing. And why does it feel so foggy in there? Who's this now? Good morning. Good morning? What's wrong? You don't look well. People are at their best first thing in the morning. Where's that fighting spirit? Sorry, but can you, please turn down the cheeriness? My head sort of hurts. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Huh? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I had done something wrong. What are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? I'm placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's Bird. Life in my hands? You promised me. You said I would not prove... You said you would prove that I was not guilty. Not guilty? Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all the other lawyers had left me off. Leave it to me, you said. You, the one and only Phoenix Wright, came to save the day for Bird. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. I'll never forget what you're doing for me, ever. I agree, what is going on? Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I always root for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here and... What's wrong? You've been acting really strange, and you keep staring at me. You're making me kind of nervous, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask. So this might sound bad, but, who are you? Mr. Wright, how can you say that? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? You're absolutely horrible. No, I mean, I didn't mean it. Is this how a defense attorney treats his clients, sir? I can't believe this. No, it's just, well, I think you have the wrong person. Who am I? Why am I drawing a blank? What the fuck is happening? Phoenix Wright doesn't know who he is. The trial will begin shortly. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately? The trial's about to start. I'm counting on you in there, okay? I'm just gonna lose. From the sound of things, it's probably safe to say that I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, I said I'd prove her not guilty. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. Ugh, someone, please. Tell me this is just a bad dream. So dramatic so far. Ah, this bullshit guy. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. What is it, Mr. Wright? Are you talking to me? Do you see any other defense attorneys here? Now then, are you ready? No. What if I said no? Would that be alright? Of course it wouldn't. Then why bother asking to begin with? I actually agree with that. Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory is kind of... The court will not hear the defense's excuses. Because the defendant is a member of the police. This case is under great scrutiny. Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. I believe I have told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten. I have. Forgotten everything. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Yes, Your Honor. As I'm sure you're well aware, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer. A policeman? You did what to a policeman? It wasn't me. And besides, Dustin and I, we weren't lovers like that. In any case, the prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant. Very well, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you've learned since last time. I won't show you any mercy this time, rookie. Aren't I, by definition, not a rookie anymore? I've kind of played through an entire game. It took me like 15 hours. I have 15 hours of experience. Okay, and who are you again? The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Here we go. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm so dead. Us and Gumshoe got pretty close. Witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me. So you know. You work under that detective? Yes, sir. And while I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He's such a wonderful guy, sir. I'll never forget what he's done for me. I believe you. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Yes, sir. It happened at the park near headquarters. Expose Park. The victim was one of the loyal cops, Dustin Prince. He was pushed down from the benches on the upper path, sir. The landing beat his body up and snapped his neck. The details are listed in the report that was distributed. Ah yes, this autopsy report, correct? Why do I not remember getting a copy? I see everything is in order here. Even the estimated time of death is unusually well documented. The victim's watch stopped from the impact of the landing, sir. The results of the autopsy confirm the time of death. If I may, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to submit this photograph. Very well, the court accepts it into evidence. Hey! We're actually doing some proper putting of evidence. Although, we as the defense are supposed to have that before trial. Just saying. Now then, I recall at yesterday's preliminary hearing, a very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Yes, I guess? Mr. Wright, is your head on right today? There was a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body. Was there? Have you lost your mind? Well, actually, it's just nerves. Give me a second. What? How can you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. Alright, sir. I'll help you through this. At a time like this, maybe you ought to take a glance at the court record. Court record? Yep. Info about evidence and people involved with this case are all listed there, sir. You can look at the court record by pressing the R button. So this is just like a tutorial? It's too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think, I could totally be a legal aid instead. Sure, I'll hire you. Yes, Your Honor. Court is in session. Save your chit-chat for later. Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I better check the court record and see what I can find. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's see if your notes are in order. What was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body? The glasses. That's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses. That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir. And he held on to them as he fell. Hey! Why are you giving me the evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing? Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses they found at the scene of the crime are not mine, I swear, sir. Well, then why tell us that those ones are your spare? Shouldn't you just say, I have two pairs and this is the one I'm wearing today? You sure about that? Look, it was a coincidence that on the same day, I accidentally stepped on mine. A coincidence, she says. Your Honor, I have further evidence to present. Oh, you have more? And this evidence is very decisive. Very well. Let's hear from our witness about this evidence. Okay. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the body, sir. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. There's a lot of this that happens in the Phoenix Wright world. They love to write names on the ground, in blood. I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence and the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit. This is a picture of the writing, Your Honor. Nice. Why, this is... Yes, I can see her name is clearly written here. Okay. Prosecution would like to submit this picture. Understood. The court accepts it into evidence. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Nice. And as if the glasses alone didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name clear as day on the ground. But, I already told you those glasses aren't mine. And how do you explain his dying message? It's a conspiracy. I'm not guilty, sir. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? This is it. I'm counting on you. Sure, but what am I supposed to do? What? This isn't like you at all. Normally, this is the part where you get in the witnesses' faces. Get in their faces and do what? I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm going to lend you a hand. The prosecution's witnesses all hide things from the court, which means they lie from time to time. All of them, they lie. But isn't that detective your superior? Well, even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes people just remember things from wrong. Like that detective. He does sort of look like a scatterbrain. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's bad for us, sir. That's why, when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. I got to expose the lies. Hold it! I can still press. About those glasses. Do you have any proof that those belong to my client? The lenses are for nearsightedness and are almost the same strength as hers. Even the frames look kinda like the ones she's wearing in her ID, pal. Continue pressing. Hold it! Almost and kinda are not good enough in a case like this. Do you have more definitive proof? Is there something that clearly links the defendant with those glasses? The dirt and sand rubbed out any traces of fingerprints or anything else. Okay. So what you're saying, detective, is that you have nothing that proves the glasses are my client's. Something like that. What? He's already sweating. And the first question that we ask him didn't take much. What? I see. So there is no proof. Wow, that was amazing. I could totally feel it down in my gut. Okay. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area. Now, you're sure he was pushed, and that's how he fell? Yeah, pal. If you look at the wounds on the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. Anyway, the victim fell pretty far. Let's look at the autopsy. I can't look at it. Broken neck, body was also covered in bruises. Okay. Cell phone. Okay, so I can't do anything more with those. Okay. I see. But he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. Okay. Let's press him. The culprit's name? Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't want to believe it, but was the name that of my client? I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. Are you absolutely certain? Sorry, pal, but that's what it said. Well, yeah, I mean, this is a picture of it. No matter which way you look, it still says Maggie. What if we flip it? Hey, hold on. Huh? Don't haunt me. I know the picture says Maggie, but now that she mentions it, something does feel kind of off about the picture. That's how you know you found a contradiction. Now hurry up and present some evidence. So that's what spotting a contradiction feels like? I'd better check the court record again. What? How did I spot a contradiction? I don't remember. Let's see. Wouldn't he have died on impact? That's not the one with the watch. The other one has the watch. Broken neck, body was also covered in bruises. I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. This evidence clear. Okay. So that's the bad message. Clearly the defendant's name, Maggie. I mean, it was. Objection! Your Honor. Yup. He managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area. I mean, it was the walking area. Oh, was there a railing? Is that what the thing is? What? Doesn't make any sense. I don't like this, Whoa. Oh yeah, we gotta overwrite this save now. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses. During his date, why would he... Time of death, broken neck, body was also covered in bruises. Oh, well, I mean, anyone could write it. I mean, that's the answer that they're looking for. Anyone could write the name, but what does that even... That doesn't really mean anything. Right? So, like, how do we say that? Let's hold it. And you are certain that it was the victim who wrote the name on the ground. There were scratches on his finger from the rough sand, and there were grains of sand stuck under his pointer fingernail. It certainly seems like the name was written by the victim himself. Don't give up. Your special move. Present evidence? Oh, that present evidence. I heard that lately. You can present not only evidence, but people's profiles as well. Ah, so there we go. I'm sure it makes things a bit more complicated, so be careful, sir. Ah, so there's the difference. Let's look at the profiles. Lacks presence. Generally bad at getting his point across. And a policeman. It seems he was dating the defendant. Oh, the name is... It's not how you spell her, Maggie. Crazy. What is it? What's come over me? Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. And I yelled at the top of my lungs, finger outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. That's what you do, Phoenix. That's what you do. 'Cause you are right. What a rush. The Detective Gumshoe. You talking to me, pal? Please state the defendant's name for me. Was that his... What are you trying to prove with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright? You'll see, this is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please. Where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name is Maggie Bird. I think someone needs to check the court record. What? It says right here that it's Maggie Bird. Ah! It looks like the bird caught the cat napping. What does that even mean? What's going on here? I have no idea either, sir. As you can see, the victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled Maggie, M-A-G-G-E-Y. This is a blatant contradiction of facts. Oh, how about that? I hadn't even noticed. But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly. Objection! May I remind you that it was me, it was you who said, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. If they were truly lovers, it would be impossible for him to have not known her name. No! I mean, not impossible, but unlikely. This is very true. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Prince, were, in fact, lovers? Yes, I am quite certain, Your Honor. They were a well-known couple in the police force. Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Dustin and Maggie. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Maggie, I mean Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince a present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. I should know, because she came to me to ask what she should get for him. Oh, those two sound close, like they were close. Nevertheless, tragedy struck. Yes, I see. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. Okay. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out for about half a year. Tell me about it. How do you know this? Every year in March, we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Bird was a rookie at the time, and she and Officer Prince seemed to hit it off. They got close, I take it. Actually, I was supposed to go too, but I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't. If only I had gone on that trip. What is it? Oh, nothing, sir, really. Anyway, what, is he in love with Miss Bird? Marriage? But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her? What? Are you saying a guy's gotta marry someone the same age as himself, pal? No, that's not what I meant at all. Detective Gumshoe and Detective Dustin were only a year apart, you know. I think this fella has a ways to go before marriage. Mind your own business, pal. Okay. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. September 6th? Yeah. The victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 p.m. that day. And since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, they went to the park for a bit. I remember when I was young and in love. Oh, it was a jolly time. That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man. It's great. Maggie, I mean Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince a present. What was it? You seem to know a lot about the defendant. Well, that's because, I'm her boss, and I gotta watch out for my subordinates. But even when she was going to give us a present, isn't that going a bit far? Hey pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much as scratches there, I really don't need to know that much. This guy's objection kills me. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness. I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant, that should not be the point of discussion at this time. Whoa, wait a second. Why are we talking about this? It's all your fault, pal. You're guilty, guilty, guilty. I should have you arrested. Okay. I think the good detective is about done here. Tell me what it was. Over 2 months ago. Yup. She's a very considerate woman, pal. So, what was this birthday present? She got him a glove. A single glove. Why would she only give him one? Actually, Your Honor, the glove in question is a baseball glove. Ah, makes sense. A baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan. Press further. Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago? Yeah. Are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance? Nah, nothing like that, pal. Then what is it like? She ordered it. It was custom made. Oh, custom made. The glove was custom made? Yep, that's what I said. True. What does this even matter? Yes, it would seem that there is little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Do you think this glove is really relevant to the case? Of course it is. You just gotta say it. Of course it's relevant. That glove is the key to this whole case. Yes, bluffing to the max. Now this is the Mr. Wright I know. I'm so happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it'd take. This is great. Very well. If you are that convinced, then let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today. And? Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry and show the glove to the court. Why do you have it? Anyway, this is it. That's not what a baseball glove looks like. It's rather yellow, isn't it? Officer Prince really liked the color yellow, did he? Seems like he's wearing purple. And that's why you had to special order it? Yep, that's right. That and one other reason. I think this court has heard enough. It's clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other. Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. Now, if that's true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim? I see your point, Your Honor. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground. Yes, sir. I don't know how we got there from the glove, but we did, apparently. We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand. Yes, a perfectly logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Beautiful. the writing on the ground. We first looked into the handwriting. But can you really determine handwriting based on a sample written in sand? Heh, this is why amateurs are amateurs. We're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Scientific investigation in this country is actually pretty good. Okay. So what was the result of the investigation? Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Perfect. So in the end, you couldn't confirm it. Hey, don't you look down on us. I told you, we're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. I've never heard that before. Me neither. Nor I. Why'd you gotta sound so fancy with it? Okay, so I made it up. Anyway. Just admitted to perjury on the stand. His pointer finger? You know, the one you're always pointing and waving around in people's faces. Don't tell me it bothers you. Every time you do it, I have a mini heart attack. It's like you're trying to kill me, pal. In any case, you examined the victim's index finger, correct? Yeah, we figured there should be something on his finger if he had been writing in sand. And the results? Sure. And what does that prove? Well, it proves that he did write the name with his own finger. Yeah, sure. Yes, which explains why there was sand stuck under his nail. I guess he's right. Oh, what? You're just leaving that? And there's more. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. Oh. Press. Scratches on his skin? Yep. You can't see them with your naked eye, but they're there. That is incredible. Sure is. That's the power of scientific investigation. They're so small that we had to use a magnifying glass, like a really strong one. It's got that really scientific sounding name. You mean a microscope? Yeah, that's it. We used one of those and that's how we found them. I can't believe this guy doesn't know what a microscope is. You don't even know your own name, man. Your own name or anything about what you were, who you are. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand. Are you absolutely sure? I believe in the power of science. I wonder if my evidence is solid enough to counter with. Listening to this, you would think there was only one conclusion, that the name was definitely written by the victim. But don't you think that would be really strange, sir? If Dustin really wrote that message with his right hand, do you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present? Oh, what are they just handing this to me? Is it a left-handed glove? Gumshoe lives up to his name for sure. That's why he's living on an instant noodles for dinner level paycheck. Definitely, this guy is the dumbest police officer I've ever seen in my life. And somehow he's always everyone's boss, or always has freedom to do whatever the fuck he wants. But he's never doing anything right, except for he kind of stuck up for us last game a lot, so we'll give him that. He's loyal to us. But it seems like he doesn't know us right now, so I don't know how it's going. Let's go to here. Wrote the name with his right hand. Present a... Is that right hand? That is a right-handed glove, so you throw with your left. I see. Objection! Makes sense. I agree with Tall Goose. Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this. That's the glove, right? Looks like a bunch of bananas. Would you tell the court what is special about this glove? What's special? Never really thought about it, but it's really yellow, and that's about it. Yes, it's really yellow, but that's only one of its qualities. Huh? There's another reason why it's special. What, do we gotta walk them through it? It's very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person. Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand. That is why it had to be custom made. I have never seen a bright yellow left-hander's glove for sale, have you? Well, no. Why does that matter? So, detective, which hand did the victim use to write the name with again? That's easy. Look, it's obvious from this picture that it was his... Oh, wait a sec. Don't forget that the victim was left-handed. I object. His objection is so scary that I almost just want to give him the case. Mr. Payne. Overruled. Mr. Wright, I would like to know what your line of reasoning proves. There is only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written a message with his right hand. He physically is unable to. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim. Order, order. When you think about it that way, then yes. It is not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. Then that means Maggie is... No, it's not possible. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor? The evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you have proven her to be innocent. No! All right, you did it, Mr. Wright. Woo! I feel like I can breathe again. So who did it? It seems we have reached this conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Wright. Me, Your Honor? Ah, well, thank you, sir. See? You got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up being a lawyer. Sir, are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire. I will announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. No, not yet. I mean, please give me a few more minutes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Payne? The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? We would like to call our next witness to the stand. A surprise witness. Not allowed. Gotta tell me the witnesses beforehand, buddy. I guess we lost our memory, so. And what did this witness witness? The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit. What the heck? What the heck? Order in the court. I believe a recess is in order. Afterward, we will hear from this new witness. Yeah, it did feel a bit too easy. I need some more information. I'll have to see what I can find out during this recess. How long's the recess? I can't let my guard down. It's only going to get tougher from here. Court is adjourned for recess. Mr. Payne is the toughest prosecutor to go up against. He's so threatening with his objections. Objection! Save. So what? Are we just gonna ignore that somebody fucking smacked me in the head and made me lose my memory? Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. They definitely do have security cameras. I mean, this was 2002, so I don't know what they got back then. Probably some sort of CCTV system. You'd think the courts would be pretty good, but yeah. Hi, hello, Eliza. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name, and then I can tell you about me. That would help. No, that's okay. Really, I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. Good one, Phoenix. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix Wright? What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help. This is a business card? That's a pretty shitty most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. Oh, that's your cell phone number. Okay. Can I call the cell phone? Maybe the dial will put me back and start talking about this case. This case? Yup. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Hurry up then and tell me. This might be very important. How about you tell me what happened? Like, are you guilty? Are you innocent? What's going on? Just tell me what happened from your perspective. Lady, jeez. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. This ringtone, the Blue Badger is back. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give you this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. I assume most of these games are very similar in the way that they work, though. I can't imagine they'd want to screw up the formula. Like, ours is basically this is basically the same. You can just present these guys. You can just present profiles. It's not that big of a difference, right? Just a little bit more. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where is the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? To me? Is that the phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... Ah! You were here all along! She's back. She's back. You're so mean. I called you 1,000,000 times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Why aren't you training to be a spirit medium? Is she done with her training? Now who in the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya, to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing that you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No, what does that mean? There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Let's take a look at the list. Wait, can I not look? Alright. Just gets more complex, yeah. That's what I figured. Slightly more complex, different stories. That's what I'm here for, is the different stories, because the stories in the first game were awesome, so I'm here for the jokes and the interactive experience of a story, right? Not really the puzzles. Puzzles are fine, but I'm here for the writing. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from? You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. What a bitch. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't. Why not? Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. When did Maya come back? Sounds like we've been working together for a while now. Because she left after the fourth episode last game. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Harry Butts? So I asked that the court might be a little lenient on... There is no need to give a preface. I assume it's the plus the DLC case. It's the trilogy, the Ace Attorney trilogy. It's this game, Ace Attorney trilogy. So whatever comes in that. So I assume it has everything because I think the first one had the 5th DLC case, the big long one. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. Prosecution calls its next witness. A drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Oh, it's the guy who knocked us out. what's his name. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? All right, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who is taking a walk. A zoomer in 2002? Nice. I assume that the trilogy has everything. Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now that you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student, but to give it everything in my life has to be I am merely looking for that perfect top-notch. I have a rigorous selection process. I tried, guys, I'm sorry. I did my best. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? Ugh, I have to question him? So dramatic. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. The glasses under the body. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong. What? You can't apologize, Judge. Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso, with a PhD in drifting, as it were. What is that? What does that even mean? Like drifting? Like drifting in a car, or like drifting around? Like he's just a drifter? If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were taking strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. What the fuck is this? He's the Drift King? DK? Anyway, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park. See, you said it again. Taking a walk, you know, you... What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington. I agree, shut the fuck up. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time at all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The banana? Did it say bandana or banana? Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes. And if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. No matter how you craft your lies. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. So you were at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you. But then again, what can I expect? That's all you get from a man who graduated from a no-name, trashy university. No-name, trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed and feeble-minded baboon like you, but I think I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I am getting aggressive, Phoenix. I don't remember the time very well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Or do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate, biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. Press harder. Fuck this guy. Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? He's always gonna switch his hair back and forth. I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing called a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture. Oh, that's Miss Nat's pain. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even this picture of the crime scene. Oh, so it is. I looked at that clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of break is totally other than that. It's a real cost, first class, and to wear a watch? Ha, what a ridiculous notion. People should live constantly without restraints. And yet, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. Got him. In any case. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself haircut, he was those cheap, low-quality, and officer's uniform. Oh, and I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Spirit medium, lady. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning. Sustained. Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in this court. Okay. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's all right with you. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you are not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There is no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Good one, Payne. Real good contribution. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness? The only other thing that it was banana. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The bunch of bananas? Well, it was actually more than just one, more like a bunch of bananas. What would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's gotta be lying about the bananas. We know it's the glove. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing when it was something else. If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. If my client is innocent, then there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying, yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. She's got a sharp mind. But I just remember, I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? Yeah, Wright. Phoenix Wright's a lawyer. And, Mr. Wellington over here hasn't finished college yet. He hasn't even gone to college. What, G-Man, you hate you hate Mr. Wellington? He's kind of a prick. You don't like this one? Oh, somebody else told me that it was the best one. Murder Alphabet Inc. said that it was the best first case. So, you guys are giving opposite opinions there. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. So you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. That's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Isn't that the baseball glove? Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? Oh, Phoenix is getting sassy. The heat's turned up. That's not. It's a no. Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness has bad eyesight. He's gonna go bananas when I tell him this. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? How? What? You? Why are you asking me this about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, this is very simple to miss. It is very simple. Oh, jeez, to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas. No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like, you use possibilities. Sure, and in the end, and when viewed from afar, I do think that's all I got. And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today then? Could they be crushed under the body, perhaps? That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them... How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting, evil man. You're like those people who... She was so brave and courageous, and while she didn't do anything wrong, she was burned. Joan of Arc, maybe? Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness. What, did he just choke himself out there? But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path. Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, he's stepped back a bit. Stepped back. Now then, please continue with your testimony. Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. Good job, Payne. Doing good work. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. Back to the smug old self. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then you ran away. Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. All right, buddy. Hold it! She ran away just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me, and then she flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? He's a fucking lawyer, man. He went to law school. No matter where you go, that's hard. I wonder what he's got in, what his degree was in. Drifting? Whatever that means. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? Eek. The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit. This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? Can I just like ask him? I mean, the glasses are gonna come into play. Let's check this. There's people looking over. Oh. But there's a bunch of people looking over. After that, I immediately called the police. Oh, go back. Let's press him on all points and then we'll see. Immediately, as in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen. Or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. Oh. It must have been 6:45 when I made the call. We'll press him on it, but that's a... How do you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know, the one. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school. Hey pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I was called. I called. And if I am wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. What? Why you're just some lousy kid who... I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? Showed up there in 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 p.m. They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't that many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over, gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. I got it figured out, man. Don't you worry. So, present. Would it be at this time or the other time? Objection! No, because he says immediately. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? You mean the victim's autopsy report? According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So, what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. Grrr. The witness was in a shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Yes? Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes? He was writing names in the sand, that's all I know. Spit it out. I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth? You mean you don't have a cell phone? You and your questions, as if you're trying to open up all the layers of a matryoshka doll. I don't know how to say that. Matryoshka? Matryoshka? It's close enough. You must think you're really something special. Witness. I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy now? You lost it? Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone? You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings. What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever... So by that rationale, I don't think it's simple, plain. Oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Nick, that cell phone, could it be? Maya's great at pointing out the obvious. For us, just a hint enough for us to find the right path. You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Got a question further. Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? Who knows? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone. I'll have you know. See, here it is. Oh, I see. Looks like he got his phone. And I thought that just maybe this was his. Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth. Well, that's the gist of it. I guess I could leave. I could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? There is something. Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. Alright, let's have this proof then. What's that, Wellington? What's that right in front of you?
Take that!
It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this. At the crime scene photo? Is there a problem with it? How about you take a look at it, Payne? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is wrong with you. No. He did it. He turned around immediately and started looking everywhere else. It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? I don't even know what noise that was. Order. What does reporting the crime a little late prove for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there was no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. But if he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else. Was he... Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Do you have any thoughts would you like to share with the court? You would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing for those 15 minutes? Yeah. He was playing with sand. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright. Let's save. Just so we don't get caught. The one piece of evidence will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Yeah, it must be this. Writing in the sand. Perhaps. That was just an idea I thought I'd throw out. I suggest that perhaps you should find a better piece of evidence. Yes, of course, Your Honor. Well then. But before you do, you will be penalized. Ouch. Please present the evidence. Present to the court the one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? Is it the phone then? I was just saying he was writing. Perhaps this, but it's not because the phone booth was right there. Okay, let's do some thinking before we just press. the next time. Not the glasses. Not that. A list of con artists and their phone numbers stored in the cell phone? I don't think so. So it's not that he was writing in the sand? I don't see... I don't know why. Could he not see? Okay, it seems to be it. What? Don't do that. You almost gave me a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find? I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. Those glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! Now wait a second. Hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize is that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Oh, a new song? This guy's got an asphyxiation kink. He just keeps choking himself out. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. What does that mean? I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah! This is so exciting, watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. Yeah, it's almost like the witnesses in every case against Phoenix Wright should just not take the stand because they're gonna be found guilty in somehow. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Order, order. No! Not pain. Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery out of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being a murderer. That's what I do all the time, Payne. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. That's not how court works, but sure, we'll do that. Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name of the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already knew. No, this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground. But, wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would that person know her name was Maggie or Maggie? That is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Ms. Bird before this trial. I forgot. Is there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? There's always a way. It would be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie. Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name? Take that! Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try and find it by calling it? Why, you? How did you? Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with... Mr. Payne, shut up. You've tried that 4 times. It doesn't work. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there is some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost cell phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give you this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? My client's name is Maggie, but the name on the ground was written Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Eek! Order. But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive. And your point is? It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? Can you explain what motive this witness could have had? It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but... Now then, please present to the court the proof that the witness had the motive. I can't save? I mean, it just has to be this. It's the only thing it can be. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this, a list? These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to the people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? this? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is worse than a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people you just cops rated brilliant artists. They disrupted a genius at work. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want for you is to tell us what this list is about. You think any of you, know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the number of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is... Ooh. Ooh, it could be a member or a victim. So that's just so that we don't have to go all the way back. But my first instinct is a member. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. No, this is too much. That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain? I got you now. That police officer. Your Honor, what is it, Mr. Payne? Your Honor, this is unjust. Good try. Please, let's think about the content of that phone call. Hello. Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. This is yours. Oh, I'm glad you called. Can we meet up? The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone? That is a valid point. Good work, Mr. Payne. Claps, snaps. Good job. What does the defense think about this? If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Then maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yes, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slimeball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have had seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that didn't agree with the witness? Oh. Just a policeman? Was I supposed to show this instead? If I was right, just showed the wrong thing. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform. Oh! He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible they had already run a check on the phone. And he went into a panic, is that what you're saying? Exactly. Right. So it should be the opposite, that they have to prove my client guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But in Phoenix Wright land, if I didn't prove their innocence, then they're guilty, which is ridiculous. But anyhow, that's how the game works. That is the biggest glaring problem, is that we have to prove our client innocent rather than the prosecution has to prove us guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform. They also require us to find a murderer every time. Mr. Payne, do you have any comments? I'm thinking. It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are... Ha 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 ha. Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What's that supposed to mean? The evidence. Evidence. All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious con group that. They're all on the phone. Who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof, your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I've already found it. You don't have even the slightest idea of who that phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? It feels good to see you squirm. We do seem to have a problem with our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence. Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. Fingerprints on the phone? Doesn't seem likely. Maybe. I got it. We should check for fingerprints. Fingerprints? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so... Wiped it. I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. It's oh so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much. And of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on. Oh my, now I remember. He remembers everything. Huh? Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. Kablam! So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that? Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis, and therefore no power. It looks like you came up a penny short. Where did I go wrong? No, don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am? If that will be all, then I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Objection! Please wait, Your Honor. All right, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright? Have you been present, Judge? Have you been here? Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions. You will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr. Wright? What do you got to say, buddy? Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor. Very well. But this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. We always get it on the last chance. That's all we need. You may present one piece of evidence to the court. I only get one shot at this. If you cannot prove everything, it's over for your client and for you. Do you fully understand? Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended. Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence. This guy deserves harassing until the end of time. This fucking Wellington guy. It's go time. Explain everything? Fuck. I don't fucking know. It's not this. It's... I mean, this explains a lot, but not everything. It's not that. It's not that. It must be my business card because we haven't used it yet. We got the judge's business card. Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards. Let me see. No, maybe. Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is... the back of the card? The back of the card. Now we got the judge's. Yeah, it has to be the back. This card is important because of what is on the back. You wrote your cell number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so. Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright? We are going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things, too. What? Why is my phone? What is with this stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington. How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. Your... No. It can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Oh, jeez. You actually are allowed electronic devices into the courtroom. If you disrupt the court, they'll be pissed. There he goes, asphyxiating himself again. Oh, he lost color that time. Jeez. What the fuck was that? Did he just kill himself? So that is what happened. Nobody gives a shit. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington. He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and has lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding is Mr. Wellington's, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. Victory. Oh yeah. You're welcome. I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you have done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles. All sorts? Gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed at almost every test I've ever taken. Experienced almost every kind of disaster. And never won or even tied a game of tic-tac-toe. Okay. If you've never tied a game of tic-tac-toe, you are a different kind of stupid. Tic-tac-toe is the easiest game to just tie. If you go to the center, you just... you tie. The Revenge of Truck-kun. She should have gotten teleported to another world by now. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. That's a pretty sick nickname, actually. And then, at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless, that's worse name. What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Ah, that's right. We were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh? I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. It's ridiculous. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death. Your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet. I'm going to find a new life for myself, starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name. You bet I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves too. She's an overthinker. What can she say? She gave a guy a custom left-handed baseball glove for covering a single shift. Yeah, I'd be almost a little weirded out if somebody like nailed a gift and I didn't know them that well. Like, sure, if we're like good friends, maybe, but if they know I'm left-handed and that I love baseball and that I love the color yellow, I don't know. We know each other pretty well. So, yeah. And yeah, thanks for covering a single shift is crazy. How about take a shift of mine? I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back. Some of it, not all of it, Maya. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had classes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. This ridiculous judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. And stupid. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. After we hand-hold him to the finish line. After we find another murderer and get them to confess. This person, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. And this girl, Maya? You finally remembered. This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since you came back into my life. Mr. Payne is quite delusional about his relationship with Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright's rival is Mr. Edgeworth. Edgy boy. And then for a brief period of time, Mr. Von Karma, who actually had a scary objection. Although Mr. Payne's, his objection just goes that much higher. Nice. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout, the end.